Hi everyone, welcome to this video where I will explain the differences between raw data and archive data in Matomo Analytics. Let's say first of all, what you need to know is that you will hear about those words where you will go, for example, within the admin of Matomo. Here, for example, they are talking about archiving. And if you go down the page a little bit more here, you will see that they are talking about all visitor logs and as well about raw data and so on and so forth. And as it may not be the vocabulary that you may have seen with competitor solutions such as Google Analytics, you may feel a bit lost. So in order to introduce a little bit what is the difference between processed archive data and raw data, let's give you one example. So here I have my website. If I go on it, normally I should not still see no data for this report. And what I will do in this example, I will go on my website, show you that there are some data which are reported it. And here I will show you that under the device, there's no data as well, but those data will take a bit longer than the data which are coming in here. So let's start by sending the data. So I just refreshed the page of my website up here. Okay, so it has been still taking some time, but in any case, I'm just gonna refresh this page. As you can see, it's still loading it. So here, as you can see, I have the data coming in, and if I go under device, there's still no data coming in, right? So it's taking a bit of time. So I can refresh. In fact, the data which will come up here will come in 150 seconds. I'm going to explain you in a minute, and I'm going to explain you as well why those data came first. So what you need to know is every time that you hear the word log, what it means that it refers to what we call raw data. So it's all the data that Matomo is, let's say, collecting straight away. And then in order, let's say, to make some mathematics out of all those raw data collected is what we call archive data and process data. And this is what you can see normally up here in after a specific delay, which will normally be for, in my case, 150 seconds. The reason is that under the admin here, you get the archive settings. And in my case, I set it to 150 seconds. So normally after 2 minutes and a half, I should see the data coming in, because it means that the server will have made all the calculation from the log reports in order to make it available within those different reports. So yeah, I'm still waiting a little bit, but it's gonna come in. So what you need to know from here is that you will see the raw data within the visits log report, as well within the e-commerce log report if you activated it. But for all the rest, it will mainly be archived report. So will it come in? I think yes. Okay, there you go. So as you can see, there's always a delay between the data which is coming in as logs, which are considered, which are named raw data, and the one which are named processed data or processed report or archive data. So to give you one definition, raw data is the list of, actually this definition is coming from Lucas Winkler, that's not mine. I just asked him to give me the best definition of what he could about what is the difference between raw data and archive data. So raw data is the list of what everyone did on your website, on your app. But if you want to do analytics, you actually need to count how often this happened and to create a useful report, which is what the Matomo archiving process does. So Yeah, that's it for the full explanation. So that's why in Matomo you will see that they are mentioning sometimes two kind of data: processed data, which means that these are the mathematics that Matomo did over the raw data, and raw data, which are let's say all the data that it collected about each individual. So of course, archive data will takes longer to load rather than the raw data to be displayed. Hope that helps.